Okay, we're beside the F2400. Would you believe that paint job's must be 10 years old now. It's still shiny. Base coat, clear coat. Body shop did that. So we had a little problem with this thing this summer. The power steering hose is leaking. One of them. I don't know which one. There's three. And I gotta figure out which one before I change it. And the other problem is that we don't have the right battery on this tractor, and you can notice the posts are on the inside. They're supposed to be out here. Well, if you bring them out there, the positive's over there and the negative's over here, or they're on the wrong side. So yeah. So it pays to get the right battery. So you can see positive post should not be touching that hose. That's a wire wrapped around that hose just to protect it, just in case something pinches it. So the whatever I had wrapped around there last year has come off. I think I'm gonna wrap some inner tube rubber or something and tie wrap it on in 3-4 places, maybe over 8 inches or something. And it shorted this thing out. It's just whatever I had in there came off, and you can't have that happen. It burnt the at one point in the past, the wiring was burnt right off this red wiring, which is inside this plastic casing. So I traced it all back last year when I changed I did the gear oil on this rear end here, and I did all that wiring at the same time. I put a 50 amp fuse. I think it's probably too big. To change the hose, I have to have it running, and to get it running, I got to charge that battery up. It wouldn't start this morning. It ran Friday, I think it was. So, and then the other problem, I've opened up the roof here. The fan relay, not relay. I think it's this is the switch down in here. Those orange, yellow, and red wire go to. That's your speed control. All right, so we're at the first thing I did was switch the fuse. I checked the fuse. It looks fine. This 50 amp. You can't tell by looking at it if there's anything wrong. But I plugged in the 30 amp here, and everything worked. So with the charger on there.
It's got no power.
These must be spares, these two. Everything's working. We're gonna go over there now and check that switch. Maybe the switch is no good. Well, that was really simple. You need a new switch. Here's your low. He's got that, and he's got the switch for this thing. So there's where the switch goes, right there. There's all the switches. So we've managed to find a matching not me, but Kevin, my buddy at the big truck center. He's my buddy now. I didn't think I'd find that switch, so it looks like a perfect match. The only thing I got to do is I think I have to cut off this outside edge. Try my switch first. Yeah, we'll go install that. It's one more thing off the list, and I got a bunch of other stuff too. Okay, after trying all kinds of combinations, I think we got it. If I could do this one-handed. I can't do it one-handed. There we go. Low. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna crimp on a new blade on there because that one's burnt. It's getting really hot, so it's doing the same thing as before. Yeah, so we got that slicked, and this knob fits right on it. I didn't have to cut it shorter. It's great. Oh, it wasn't hard to figure out which hose it was. I think it's this one here. I don't know how it was working. The hose is completely broken right off, so I'm going to remove this cover. So I got it out. It wasn't that hard to get out. It's tight in there, but it's totally doable. So we're gonna go to the hydraulic shop with the pieces and get a new hose made, have that spring put back on there. Okay, I picked up the new hose last night. I stopped at the hydraulic shop. Got it made, he put it on backwards. I said, make sure this tightly wound end is over here with the fitting. He put it on backwards. The other end's okay. If it wasn't broken, you can't go wrong. But people don't pay attention, you know. Anyway, I don't think it's going to affect it too much. So we got to fish that through there. There's a little more trouble getting it in than it was taking it out. And we're going to shove it through that little spot. Hope that it goes in where it goes. This is going to be fun. Alright, I got it through there. Wasn't that hard to do actually. It needed my flashlight. And it always looks worse than it is, but that's around 3/4 of an inch or so. I went and found a piece of plastic water pipe. Just tried it on this fitting. It's a little tight on this one. I think this one's bigger than this one over here. It looks bigger. So I'm going to undo this one. We're going to shove a piece up on each one. So I'm not really having any luck here. This is just a little bit too tight on these corners. I think this is bigger than the original fit. Well, I think if I'd have brought this with me yesterday to the hydraulic shop and said shove this on there, we'd be done right now. But I found some of this stuff that wraps around this plastic hydraulic hose. This stuff's worth it's expensive, but it's... And this one here managed to slip over the old hose. It was a little bit smaller there. Not seeing. I think I'm still going to put rubber on that battery terminal. It's pushing on there, and if it pushes through this crack on this stuff, it'll touch that spring again. So continuing from yesterday, there's the filter on machine, and there's another filter down below in there. I think it's leaking. That's the biggest reason why I'm doing this. Who knows when this was changed last. And look, it's got oil on it. Alright, there's the new filter. The old one's looking a little... I think it has a rust hole in it somewhere, possibly. So let's put it on. Alright, new filter's on. I'm gonna go get a marker and mark the hours on that and the date. Everything's in one spot at one time. It's pretty rare. Most of my machines in one spot. Yeah. Thanks for watching.